I'm not willing to believe that there is no story behind the naming of the company. How did you get to who we are?
Now, how would we tell the people about our history when we ourselves don't know who we are? And then immediately that second, something told me who we are. That should be the name.
Tell me, when did you coin the term Heritech?
Something like AdTech or FinTech. I was
Heritech.
It's not just who we are. I want thousands of startups to blossom in this area because one state in India like Tamil Nadu has 36,000 temples.
It's logistically impossible for one company to do
Yeah,
it.
the scale is immense, and I first of all don't believe in this competitiveness or whatever it is. It has to be collaborative. Modern scientists, they've come out with a term called Sanskrit effect, wherein they had a major neuro research study undertaken
Wow, okay.
on the Vedic chant practitioners, and they did a brain scan study and all that, and they found out that the prefrontal cortex and also the hippocampus expanded.
The daily revenue of Bangkok is more than the annual Indian revenue.
Revenue of India, and I'm talking annual tourism, not heritage. I am looking at the entire tourism, adventure, all of it.
Bangkok gets more tourism dollars per day than India gets in a year.
Per day.
And that's a city.
And that's a city. This is a subcontinent. So that's where we really need to pull up our socks. It's high time we go beyond just mere branding of Incredible India and other such initiatives and actually act on ground. I want every living room to have a Hampi chariot or a Konark temple motif, or a Brihadishwara temple or a Nandi. Put a QR code at its back, give an augmented reality experience of that particular Nandi on any mobile phone. It will definitely make history mainstream. It is not a eclectic topic not to be talked about. History was always mass.
Yes.
History has to regain the mass. I'm looking at gaming, I'm looking at 3D printed models, I'm looking at VR, AR experiences, I'm looking at holograms. Essentially, experience centers that will host all of this, and that will be the vision that I have, that every nook and corner of India should have a WhoVR experience center. Much like what Lenskart had to do.
I'm not willing to believe that there is no story behind the naming of the company. How did you get to who we are?
So basically, as a team, we were just having one of those conversations before it was incorporated or anything like that. We were just doing the initial brainstorm.
So for us Bangaloreans, the ideation.
Ideation. No. Yeah. The ideation phase. Right? So in one of the conversations, I was telling the team that, how would we tell the people about our history when we ourselves don't know who we are? And I was
That was a conversational
sentence.
Okay.
And then immediately that second, something told me who we are. That should be the name. So the others also said, sir, trademark this and all that kind of stuff. So we got it. So that's how the name came up. And it stuck around. And even today when I meet people, absolute strangers, when I'm in networking dinners or anywhere, and I tell them, we are called who we are. Cool name, man.
Absolutely.
So it strikes a chord, a very, very subliminal chord, I would say, because I think at the core of everybody, they want to know this.
Yeah.
Right?
And your journey started there with way back when, with the chromosome, with the Gotra.
With all of that.
Yeah.
With all of that.
And it just wove itself into who we are.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So that's the who we are thing, man. I mean, it's a beauty to be part of this whole design.
And tell me, when did you coin the term Heritech?
Heritech came up in one of the conferences that I attended on Metaverse.
Okay.
Virtual conferences. This was during the pandemic time. Again, we were doing the PMF, remember?
Okay.
So I was attending conferences also, pitching these kind of metaverses there, and it was resoundingly, accepted. So there, I would coin this term Heritech.
Okay.
And I've stuck to that since then. Something like AdTech or FinTech, I was
Heritech.
It's not just who we are. I want thousands of startups to blossom in this area because one state in India like Tamil Nadu has 36,000 temples.
It's physically, or rather, it's logistically impossible for one company to do
Yeah,
it.
the scale is immense, and I first of all don't believe in this competitiveness or whatever it is. It has to be collaborative.
Okay.
Let many startups come up. If they're interested in this technology, the only thing is they have to be devoted to this tech, and the bhav has to be there.
Yep.
It cannot be just a technological coding. You got to feel it. That's when companies can spring in, and definitely this has to be scaled up. There are sites outside India, man. Uzbekistan, Tajikistan.
Yeah.
They're all having these. Afghanistan, for example.
Afghanistan has too many actually.
Too many of them. So Bangladesh, for what is happening now. I mean, we are at the risk of.
I think 2 Shakti Peeths are at the risk of being eliminated in Bangladesh.
I think one of them is gone.
One of them is gone already?
Not Bangladesh, the Pakistan one is gone.
Pakistan one is gone. Only the Balochistan Hingal Dangla Mata temple is, because the Balochis are protecting it, it's still alive.
So the other one in Pakistan, that's gone. So basically, see, we are witnessing what our ancestors witnessed thousands of years ago. Let's appreciate that first.
Yeah, it's a repetition of.
It's a repetition. It's a complete cycle, right? So when you are witnesses something like this and you know the aftermath of it,
Yes,
from your own experience, if you do not course correct now, then history will repeat itself. It is bound to repeat itself. And that for me is a pet peeve, that we are not in a position to take action, or probably we are not taking enough action.
And that is what you're trying to correct with WhoVR.
We are trying our best, but I think this requires a lot of governmental help, at the highest level. Because once we lose these temples, they're gone, man. I mean, they're done.
Yeah.
Temples are built only once.
Yeah.
If anybody goes to Hampi, you'll see a lot of stones and rocks there that are partially carved.
Yes.
And they're stopped because the rock was not responding to the Shilpkara in terms of bhav, in terms of acceptance. So he would move on. Imagine the burden on that person to create one thing once perfectly.
Yeah. It's
unfathomable, right?
It isn't.
I mean, we have multiple takes. These guys had just one chance, because the rock was favorable, one chance to do one thing in perfection. It has to be perfect.
There is no other choice.
The ratios have to be maintained.
Yeah.
Your eye, nose, every ratio has to be maintained. If it's not, you have actually done a disservice to the deity.
And just imagine.
That's a feeling they had. Just imagine.
No, that's the devotion and the bhakti with which they
did it, right?
Yeah.
Now, we are losing this by hectares every day, and we watch it on news so comfortably.
Yeah, but how many of us even know what we are watching or what we are losing?
Correct.
Comes back to the same question you and I were played with many times, many years ago.
So I think there is a need for this to be kind of looked at as a mainstream thing. See, heritage and culture is not a good to have, it is a must have.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's no difference between us and our Stone Age ancestors or whatever it is.
Correct.
Right? What our ancestors have built over eons, let it be music, let it be dance, let it be costumes, let it be jewelry, these are all heritage stuff. The designs that we use today in jewelry are heritage stuff.
Oh, yes.
Right?
In fact, I've done a podcast about it with a close friend of mine. And I didn't realize that she was telling me that the temple jewelry, that the jewelers are basically record keepers or historians through another medium.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, proportions over there.
Yes.
Right? I mean, this is science. This is like mathematics at its peak.
Oh, yes.
And when you have the aerial view of certain these, number of these temples, right? It's mind-blowing, man. It's mind-blowing. Geometrically so perfect.
It is.
Radially so perfect. Cardinally so perfect.
And it is shocking to me that how could they find the direction so perfectly?
So perfectly. Correct? So all of these, we will, if we don't uncover these secrets, we will continue to talk about it.
Correct.
And that, for me, is a disservice to our ancestry and for their prowess, for their depth of knowledge.
And I would say it's criminal to our future generation if we don't do anything about it. Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So what else is WhoVR into? What is your vision with this technology right now?
So a lot of threads that I have spun out and will continue to spin out. See, one of the major pain points that I started WhoVR for was, one, this heritage restoration, keeping and storytelling and all. The other one is the kind of research papers that the West puts out for Indian knowledge systems. It's kind of a travesty that we don't put out in equal measure or in equal depth research papers from here.
Where do you think the fault lies? Is it with the population? Is it with our system? Is it with the universities? Is it with the government? Or it's a combination of all this?
See, it's a combination of all this. I'll tell you, the main mover. So we are in Kaliuga, right? Kaliuga is driven by wealth. It's driven by the power of money.
Yeah.
Why is IT so successful? Because it pays.
It does. Yeah.
Right? Why is technology so successful? It pays.
It pays.
Indian knowledge systems, traditional researches systems don't pay. So that's a fundamental hole that we got to fill, and this generation has to do it.
Okay. Well, it's a huge responsibility.
It's a huge responsibility. Correct. So that I see as a fundamental problem, because unless, see, as students, why did we study science and engineering then?
It paid.
That's it.
At the end of the day, we had to get a job.
So when we look at ourselves and our own generational upbringing, we have to realize that even the younger generation is looking for the same thing. So one of my core mission is to create an employable market out of Heritech.
So you're basically looking at sustaining this.
Absolutely. So we want to train the local population in villages, towns. They become the storytellers of their own history and heritage. Why should we do it?
Wow, this is total decentralization.
Right? Total decentralized. So that is one aim that I have in the medium or the long term. And especially research areas like neuro research into Vedic chants and musical ragas. What is the effect they have on the listener's brain? What does Veda Patha do to a practitioner?
Wait, have you started work on this, or is this something?
So we started very preliminary work around a couple of years back, and then we haven't progressed since then because some movements happened within the resources and stuff like that.
Okay.
But we are looking to institutions that can sponsor, fund, grant, or whatever it is, however we want to do it. And my target size is around 300 to 400 people.
Okay, so explain this to me. Target size of 300, 400 people in what sense?
So we will create a lab kind of an environment where we will have 300 to 400 volunteers coming, and they will not have any privy knowledge of
why they are coming
songs or musical ragas or anything. They are like novices or whatever, normal,
Like we were in college.
Yeah, like we were in college. And we will put them through an EEG, electroencephalogram machine, which will record their brain waves, alpha, beta, theta, whatever. And we will play to them the chants in their Puritan form. We'll play to them musical ragas in the Arohana phase, Avarohana phase.
Arohana is the tempo going up.
The scale going up.
Sorry, scale going up.
Scale going up, and Avarohana is the descendant, right? The ascendancy, descendancy.
Yeah.
All of this, because there's already research being done that this expands or contracts the brain in certain ways. Okay. Now, we have to understand that brain has not yet been completely explored even by the Western sciences.
No, even in fact, that's one thing the Western science accepts, thankfully.
Right? So, very limited. So, my idea is, can we become leaders there, because we already know large amount of how the brain works or how the mind works. We've been even able to talk about consciousness as an outside asset to the mind and the body and all that kind of stuff.
Correct.
Right?
You're basically going to Tatvamasi.
Tatvamasi kind of a thing. So with that background, neuro research and the research papers coming out of India is suboptimal. Far and few. Most of the research papers in either Sanskrit or neuro research or anything to do with IKS comes from Germany, Sweden, UK, US. Why? Because they are far more interested in unearthing certain nuggets.
So you're saying they want to take some nuggets out. What do the Europeans what are the Europeans trying to pull out of the Indic knowledge systems?
So look, historically they've been at it, right? Even if we go to the colonization times, a lot of them were deeply into Sanskrit, in the sense that they would come to India, learn the language at Kashi or whichever.
Kashi, Haritesh, Rishikesh, Haridwar, everywhere.
And they would decode it And with those, today we know a lot of the science that we know of has been a refabricated version of what was there in those texts, right? Even if you look at mathematics, a lot of them were exported from India to the Arab and Arab to the so-called Greek. See, look, interestingly, Greek, whatever mathematics has been attributed to them, the music of spheres has been attributed to them. There is no written evidence of those.
There isn't. Yeah.
Right? So, and of course, it's been refabricated there. So, similarly, what the Europeans did was, and they continue to do even today, they want to kind of look at it from a very, what do you say, a modern lens.
Okay. If in other words, a European lens.
A European lens as to what this actually contains. Is this a codified way of, looking at things, etc., etc.? Oppenheimer, for example, right? I mean,
He was a
very
ardent.
yeah, it's a very well-known example. Einstein used to refer, Nikola Tesla, big time into.
But Nikola Tesla did not hide it.
He didn't hide it, but I'm just saying that, the modus operandi was there to kind of research into these texts and bring out nuggets, because they are confident that there are nuggets.
Correct.
The problem at our end is we do not, first of all, believe in the first dimension of the text. Forget the nuggets.
Yeah.
So that's what I was alluding to. And of course, modern scientists, they've come out with a term called Sanskrit effect, wherein they had a major neuro research study undertaken.
Wow. Okay.
On the Vedic chant practitioners. The
Veda
who put the Veda Patha and all that, right? The practitioners. And they did a brain scan study and all that, and they found out that the prefrontal cortex and also the hippocampus expanded. Okay. Not during.
Okay.
As a permanent trend in their brains, because they've been practicing this for decades.
So it's like going to the gym for the brain.
Exactly. So you're kind of expanding the neurons or the capacity of the brain, and that is termed as Sanskrit.
The Sanskrit effect.
Okay. In addition, Sanskrit effect is also the checksum part of the Veda Patha. See, when we are chanting these Vedic
slokas and mantras,
and I don't know, the chants, right? If it's a group chant and one guy among 100 makes
a mistake,
small little error, the other 99 get to know about it.
Yeah.
Okay, because there has been a frequency mismatch or there's been a timing mismatch.
Yeah.
Right? All of this put together is now bracketed as Sanskrit effect.
Wow.
Okay. And we over here are still kind of grappling with the fact that should we not? Should we not?
Should we not what? Forget about Sanskrit chanting. We are still debating on whether Sanskrit should be included in our school curriculum.
Exactly. So, I mean, we either own it or we loan it.
We have, I think, what the path we have gone off is neither. We have just let anyone take it for whatever worth.
True. So where I'm coming from a research perspective is to look at creating a seasoned set of younger generation who takes it up seriously and not come out with below average research. You see, there's a problem of plenty and there's a problem of scarcity. When there's a problem of scarcity, you'll say, "Arey, ek to research paper hai, chalo isko le lete." Right?
Correct. And you forget to see whether it's quality or
quality. Does it stand the test of time? Will it be proven authentic in the next 20, 30 years? Will it still,
have relevance? Yeah.
The judgment or the analysis and all that. So we have to get there. And that is, I think it's not only at WhoVR, there are a lot of other IKS institutions across India aiming for this. Because there are a lot of research papers now coming up. Students are taking this research quite seriously. But the depth of it and the
rigor at which it's being pursued.
Rigor at which it is, and the depth, rigor, and also the applicability of this.
Okay.
Right. I mean, research papers need to have some kind of a real life applicability for it to resonate with the rest of the people, right? Otherwise, it will remain with the academia.
And it will not change the society in any even way.
Correct. So there's no impact as a result.
There's no social impact of your.
Correct. So I believe these three need to be tied up together.
Okay. And do you see our government moving, because you are deeply involved with the
Absolutely.
IKS systems?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think there is a lot of focus on this. And a lot of teams, a lot of institutes are working on this in a very, very focused and directional manner. I'm sure we will crack this in the next 10 to 20 years.
Okay. Now that you were telling me about how Westerners are interested in this, that reminded me of, let us go back a little. When you went ahead and presented, or rather, you represented Indian monuments through VR in the G20,
Hmm.
what was the foreign delegates' response?
Very interesting. So, um, most of the foreign delegates, these are delegates from UK, US, Saudi, UAE, Spain, France, a lot of other, those countries. All of them had a same feeling that thanks for taking us through these humongous monuments, because we only knew about Taj Mahal.
That is it?
That was it.
Wow.
Okay, and this came out very consistently, uniformly,
Hmm.
and that told me a story where we have succeeded on one end and where we have miserably failed on another.
So our projection to the rest of the world is Taj Mahal.
Either our projection or a community projection, even in the West,
Okay.
right? Uh, I mean, somehow it has caught their imagination.
Mhm.
The others are not even in the radar. Um, and that's basically, I think, a loss on our end, because I'll tell you, the tourism in India, it is so undertapped.
Oh, yes.
The annual tourism revenues of India is less than the daily tourism revenues of Bangkok.
What? The daily revenue of Bangkok is more than the annual Indian revenue?
Revenue of India, and I'm talking annual tourism, not heritage. I am looking at the entire tourism, adventure, all of it. It's less than
Bangkok gets more tourism dollars per day than India gets in a year,
per day,
and that's a city.
and that's a city. This is a subcontinent.
My God.
So that's where we really need to pull up our socks. It's high time we go beyond just mere branding of Incredible India and other such initiatives, and actually act on ground.
Wow. Wow. That's shocking. That's really shocking. And this is news to me, and I'm sure it's going to be news to the viewers. Bangkok makes more in a day than India does in a year.
And of course, it's going to change now. Now, see, there's a resurgence, there's a renaissance in India about their own culture, heritage, and all that. I, I mean, I sincerely hope this is the right time to accelerate.
Yep. Yep. It sure is. Uh, okay. One thing we have not talked about is your passion for music and the way you've got into it. You alluded earlier while we were speaking that we have uh, ancient tones, ancient notes, and ancient scales. How did you get into that?
So, again, I read this book by Dane Radia.
Mm-hmm.
Dane Radia, and his book is The Magic of Tone and the Art of Music.
Okay.
This is a 1920 book, 1920s book.
It's that
Now,
old, huh?
yeah, I think now it's out of print or probably available on Amazon or something.
Okay.
He speaks about ancient music,
Okay.
the reason for music to start with, where it was more of a community gathering, and you would ward off the darkness, or you would ward off the spirits, or the scary sounds of the forests,
Okay.
through your own community development and sounds and
Probably
instruments,
scare the
stuff like that.
predators off.
Yeah, I mean, at least that's what it started with.
Okay.
And a lot of ancient music developed early on, like 5th century, 4th century kind of a thing, and this is in the East.
Okay.
About, right? So I'm talking about Japanese, I'm talking about
Chinese.
Indian music, correct? All of it. And this music is called atonal music.
You mean atonal as in without a set tone?
Without a set tone.
Okay.
All right. Most of the Western music is tonal.
Correct.
Most of the modern Indian music, if I can give that terminology, is tonal. Okay. So we work on scales, we work on chords, we work on fixed tempered notes.
Okay.
Right. Atonal is where you can be between tones. You
Okay.
can be microtonal, that kind of a stuff. So it gives you nuanced pitches,
Okay.
nuanced audio frequencies, and that itself becomes a trait to kind of listen to.
Okay. So wouldn't that be jarring for somebody who's been listening to tonal music?
Yes, it would be,
Okay.
because we have all been conditioned on this tonal music. If I can go a little back in history, 1940s, that's when standardized frequency was introduced into orchestral tuning. So let's say
Before 1940s, there was no standardized tuning.
there was no standardized tuning.
So you mean to say Mozart, Bach, all these people work without a standard tuning?
Absolutely, because every instrument has its own natural frequency
Correct.
or natural tone. Let's say, music has 7 notes. Okay, for us it's Saregama. For the West, it is Do Re.
Do, re, mi, fa, so.
For people who are into music, there are also simpler, uh, denotion of it.
Okay.
It is A to G.
Okay.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So in the 1940s, the A frequency was fixed at 440 hertz.
Oh, so they went that precise.
They went that precise, and that kind of universalized the tuning mechanism. Prior to that, every A would be a unique frequency of that particular instrument. Let me not say frequency, it's a mix of frequency and timbre. It's a sound, it's the tone. So an A of a violin may be a tad bit different from an A of a flute.
Okay.
Okay. Collectively in an orchestra, it won't jar.
Okay. But
right? When you're practicing and when you're hearing each other, yes, there'll be some kind of discord.
Dissonance. Okay.
Discord. Right?
Okay.
So they wanted to kind of do away with it, bring in some uniformity there. They brought in the A equal to 440.
So this was done in Germany?
Germany in the 40s. Okay?
Wow.
That has trickled down to the rest of the world also.
Oh, you mean everywhere on earth they just followed the same thing?
Followed this, including in Indian musical instruments. We now follow that particular tuning wherever it is possible. Okay. There are instruments that cannot be tuned to that, so they are left alone.
Okay. Such as
sarangi, for example. Okay, it follows its own tuning. The problem becomes when they are merged with the other instruments. Things are little
up and down.
Up and down. Okay. So yes, coming back to your question, it is a conditioning. We are conditioned to very, very pure tonal music. And that's the reason why a lot of us don't enjoy tribal music.
Tribal music, you say, is atonal.
Atonal.
Yeah.
And tribal music is, that ancient kind of a music, at least the hint of that ancient music. Right? So we are very conditioned, we want absolute perfect notes, perfect timing, perfect beats. Correct?
Yeah.
Everything is quantized.
Yeah.
Right? In music, everything is digitally put
set.
In the set bar. Right? Never used to be the case. In fact, even after the 40s, let's take the example of bands like Pink Floyd and Deep Purple and all of these. Whenever they would record in the studio, things were not perfect.
Yes, and that was the beauty many times.
Yes, and that became the beauty many times in the final sound itself.
Yeah.
Right, and it was very unpolished, very natural, very real. So
in fact, Nirvana did quite a few of their recordings that way.
Correct.
If I'm not mistaken.
Correct. And Floyd,
Yeah.
Purple, I mean, if you look at their behind the scene, the raw recordings, you'll figure out, oh my God, this guy has gone wrong there. Off scale and stuff like that. But, things are beautiful. Overall, things are beautiful. So that's how probably atonal music used to be.
Okay. So everybody's going in their own flow.
Yes.
But the direction is there, and overall
it comes out very beautifully. Right? So that is the ancient music that Dane Radier and a lot of other guys have researched and they've written books on. Now these scales are very different scales. Solfeggio scale is one.
Okay.
Okay, which is used heavily for healing and all that nowadays.
Okay.
Okay, it's a wellness this thing. And
So these are the things that I see on YouTube for good sleep and things like that.
right. That's the one.
Okay.
That's the one. Right. So all those are ancient scales.
Hmm.
There are many more. In fact, in my second album, 2 or 3 songs are on that ancient scale.
Okay. Okay. But explain this to us. What was your second album about?
So, so basically, the first album, as I said, it was Think Wide.
Yeah.
Correct. Then I released another album called Wider Perspectives.
Wider perspectives.
Yeah.
So like a continuum.
A continuum, right? First, it begins with a thought,
Yeah.
and then you widen the thought.
Yeah.
Right. The third album, I don't know when it'll come out, but I have the title ready with the song titles, everything ready. I don't know. I have to find the time. I hope I do.
We
It's
certainly hope you do.
called The Widest Schism.
The wider schism.
Schism.
Okay. So you're going into a wormhole situation there.
Yeah. Exactly. So, so Wider Perspectives was a lot about ancient music,
Mhm.
the way it was played, and also about the ancient world.
Okay.
So I had songs where it was based on Bal Gangadhar Tilak's books, for example, Antiquity or the Vedas or Arctic in the Vedas,
Wait a
all of
second.
that.
You made a study of Bal Gangadhar Tilak writing?
Yes, and I mean that was a revelation for me. I thought Bal Gangadhar Tilak started and ended with Lal Bal Pal movement. But
Thanks to our history, it's a syllabus.
thanks to our history syllabus, but and it happens to be his birthday today also.
Yes.
He
But
he was a fantastic researcher. So he wrote a lot of books about Orion constellation,
yes.
right? The Arctic in the Vedas, and based on Arctic in the Vedas, I came up with a song called Pre-Glacial Epoch.
The pre-glacial epoch.
Right? So before the glacial, the glacial era, how the epoch was. So I intertwined it with chants, like a community chant, and the music comes across as suddenly blowing into those chants as a tsunami, and kind of bringing it into a void,
So
and then the music begins.
okay.
So it's like that catastrophic moment, and then we recreate the world. So it was heavily inspired by that book.
Wow.
So those are the kind of
The free Vedic Arctic.
Arctic in the Vedas.
Arctic in the Vedas.
Yeah. So that was the book title.
Okay.
And as per him, the Vedic race back then, I mean, it's
Early 19th, late 19th
late
century.
19th, early 20th century.
Yeah.
So he believed the descendants were in the Arctic. Okay. And this was that time when, it was pre-glacial. So therefore, it is not ice age kind of a thing, pre-ice age. So he had that theory and he kind of wrote a book about it.
Okay.
What inspired me was the fact that this guy had actually written a book, got it published also. And to a certain extent, it brought about the originality of our community. Right. So I wanted to kind of bring this out, and a lot of modern scholars refer to his works.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Many of us Indians do not know what a scholar Tilak was.
Correct.
Bal Gangadhar Tilak was.
Exactly.
He was such a scholar, not only in the English language, but his last rites, he was buried sitting down. That happens only to saints.
Excellent.
That happens only to saints in India.
Correct.
So even back then, our people revered him as an extremely knowledgeable man. Many of us don't know this.
Absolutely. No, so fantastic. So those kind of things. Then I was in touch with a historian of the Sindhu Saraswati civilization who's cracked the symbols.
So there is it's a readable language now.
It's a readable language, and he has claimed it.
Okay.
And a lot of research, a lot of books have been written by him.
Okay.
So he thinks it's an ingot system.
Ingot system. Okay.
System of metallurgical trade.
Okay. So explain to our audience what the ingot system is.
So if you've seen the Indus seals,
correct,
they have some animal motifs, and they've got some
lines, markers,
some fish symbols,
correct,
a repeated U, an inverted U symbol, right? So according to him, the entire seal is a bill of material kind of a thing.
Okay.
Okay. So we have to understand Sindhu Saraswati civilization was heavy on trade. Okay.
Extremely heavy.
From Hanoi to Haifa.
Yeah.
Right. So that is from Vietnam to Israel through the Gangetic Plains. That was the trade route. So everywhere this was traded, the ingot would be consistent. And
Okay.
that would tell you that this is the material of shipment. It could be metal, it could be pottery, it could be whatever.
Okay.
Right?
So it was something like a identifier on a container today.
Identifier on a container today. And to the best of my knowledge, I think there's some 8,000 plus seals.
Okay. Which
And
are
he's
completely illegible.
most of them are ineligible, broken kind of a thing, but he's been able to decipher all of it. His name is Kalyan Raman.
Okay.
So I met him in Chennai. This was much before WhoVR, okay?
Okay.
So we were just talking and we were thinking, okay, how do we bring this out? So he had an interesting take, not only on the ingots, but he said, I can also pronounce those words.
Wait,
because
okay, so
because he thinks that it's come from a single language or family, and it's very similar to modern Telugu, Kannada, Tamil, whatever.
So he's basically talking about pre-Panini Sanskrit.
Pre-Panini Sanskrit, Brahmi, whatever you want to call it.
Panini is much later, right?
Whatever you want to call it. He calls it the Meluha language.
The Meluha.
Yeah.
As in our Amish Tripaঠি's Meluhas.
Meluha was far before,
I know.
Amish ji did whatever he did. And he claimed that he could speak the language.
Okay.
So that was very interesting for me because in the music, if we can have such decipherments, it'll be cool.
Wow.
So I went to his house in Chennai and I recorded his speaking of those seals for 3 to 4 hours, used some of those sounds, overlaid it on a piece of music called the Sindhu Saraswati Seals. And
so you have a title called the Sindhu Saraswati Seals,
and it became one of the songs on the album.
Wow.
So it's works like these that I've attempted to do in the second album, where I really sincerely wanted to bring out all these Indic studies and see if people listen to the kind of music that I make, they may even explore it.
Where can we find your music today?
So you can find it on iTunes, Spotify, Bandcamp, all of it.
And what do we search for?
So you search for the World Wide Web. You never search
World
for
Wide Web.
Padmanabh.
Yeah. So let's do one thing. We'll put the links to all this in our description.
Excellent.
I think that's the way to go.
Excellent.
Wow, Ajit, I thought you were just headbanger Ajit. Oh my God, what has 27 years done from headbanger Ajit to
I
your
continue to.
I know I do.
Yeah.
But if somebody had told me that for the viewers' clarity, once again, there were 3 Ajits in class, so we had to go ahead and somehow make distinct names. So headbanger Ajit became head. So if somebody 27 years ago told me headbanger Ajit is going to be making music based on the language spoken in the Sindhu Saraswati culture, as in, oh my God, civilization back then. My goodness, what has 27 years done? And wow, this is crazy.
Absolutely. And I think that is life for everybody.
Oh yes. Oh yes. And I hope most of us have a return back like this. That's going to be the way.
Yeah. Actually, I won't call it a return back. I think you remember who you are.
I think, I have saying that there is something called a DNA memory. It's not a controversial thing anymore because even your immunity is coded into and it can reactivate generations later.
Right.
Even your the gut bacteria that you attract. You start attracting good gut bacteria if you go back to foods that your ancestors were comfortable with.
Right.
And this is already proved.
Right.
So, wow, this is so that DNA memory, I don't think will leave any Indian.
Absolutely not.
That's strong. So, what are your next steps with WhoVR? What's your dream with WhoVR right now? And uh, again, the widest schisms. I mean, you said you have to find the time to do it.
Yeah.
Any idea when we are going to get that?
No idea, man.
No idea.
No idea. But I still continue to get lyrics and melodies
Mm-hmm.
while I'm at work.
Okay.
So I quickly take a break, jump out, record the tune, or write the lyrics and come back. And these lyrics come to me in series of lines, man. 12 lines at a time, 16 lines at a time.
Wow.
One at a time. So if it is meant to be, it'll come out.
Okay. So, so there's no set timeline for the.
I usually do, but now, I can't predict it.
So, what's occupying most of your time? What's your greatest dream that you're chasing right now?
Now, the greatest dream that I'm chasing right now is to make WhoVR every household um, name.
Okay.
And we really want, like, each of the household that you visit, like, you'll have an Eiffel Tower, you'll have a Statue of Liberty in the
Oh,
living
yes.
room.
Hmm.
Right? I want every living room to have a Humpy Chariot or a Konark Temple motif.
Wow.
Or
Yeah.
a Brihadishwara Temple or a Nandi, right? Put a QR code at its back, give an augmented reality experience of that particular Nandi on any mobile phone. And so,
Wow.
right in the living room, it becomes a discussion point. It will definitely make history mainstream. It is not a eclectic topic not to be talked about. It is not an elitist topic not to be spoken about. History was always mass.
Yes.
History has to regain the mass. So I believe, one of the dreams is to create those souvenirs.
Yeah.
And in that endeavor, we are looking at setting up more of these experience centers where we not only give you VR AR experiences, we give you sellable 3D printed souvenirs
Okay.
and take them home, and it becomes a living room piece.
Living room piece, and also, I mean, so you're planning to have you already got this going in your experience center in
To a
Kochi?
certain extent, not
Okay.
at the scale that we want to look at it,
Hmm.
right? And these 3D printed models are great. I mean, as a technology, it's wonderful. It is being used in the healthcare industry. It's being used in the
Space industry,
space
it's being
industry,
used
all of
in
it.
defense industry.
Yeah, so we are using it in heritage industry, right? And we've gifted one of these 3D printed models even to the Prime Minister.
Wow.
It is the same Sharda deity that we created
The Sharda deity of the Sharda
of the
Peeth.
Sharda.
Huh.
So we gave it to him at one of the G20 meets. So we want to create awareness through multiple channels. So you ask me the vision or the long-term thing. It is absolutely to look at heritage from a very, very um, visual and multisensory technology perspective.
Okay.
So I'm looking at gaming, right? I'm looking at 3D printed models. I'm looking at VR, AR experiences. I'm looking at holograms. Essentially, experience centers that will host all of this. And that'll be the vision that I have, that every nook and corner of India should have a WhoVR experience center, much like what Lenskart have today.
Wow. Okay. So this is not just a dream. This is a vision you have. And wow, Ajit, I'm truly blown away, buddy. Just blown away by. So you're looking at a AR, VR, tangible, physical souvenirs, mementos, uh, QR code, or which will give you an augmented reality on your phone, which will tell you all about that monument.
Correct.
So you're literally taking education into every house.
I mean, yeah, I think that's required now more than ever.
Wow. So you're looking at a whole gamut from tangible souvenirs to a hologram. I mean, you've never
Yeah.
spoken about a hologram in this podcast before. Tell us what holographic or holographic technology are you using?
Yeah, so we are still hoping that we get to work on it in terms of getting a program of work
Hmm.
pertaining to it. But the idea is you create 3D avatar
Okay.
of a historical figure.
Mm-hmm.
Put that in the hologram, right? It could be, let's say, Shivaji or Baji Prabhu Deshpande. So we created a 3D avatar of Baji Prabhu Deshpande at WhoVR. We want to put that into a hologram. make that AI enabled, make that conversational, and the data for that conversation should come from the scriptures, not from internet,
Okay.
so that the history is authentic and retained.
Mm.
So holograms are for that. So see, all these are for us. These are technology media that caters to different kinds of audiences.
Okay.
Right. Some of them want an in-person experience with VR. Some of them want a community experience, hologram, 3D projection, all of that. The idea is the experience center is out there to make you feel one with history.
Okay.
Right. So going back to my vision, it remains hooked on that experience center. It'll have the neuro research healing parts. It'll have the AR, VR. It'll have holograms. It'll have all of these technologies. And at the same time, the souvenir shop and all of that. Right.
Tell me about the neuro research healing part of it. So, this is by Vedic chanting, by you saying like you were explaining the Sanskrit effect.
Correct.
So this is based on something like that.
Yeah. So we want to study the chants and musical raga. This is based on a hunch as well as fairly proven now that there is a deep impact that a brain has after listening to some of these works. Right. Now, EEG is one way, fMRI is another way to kind of track all this. With this, we would be able to ensure that our wellness industry, right, it's just not about medication, it's just not about reactive medication, probably some kind of preventive healing modalities like sound healing. I mean, which is anyway big now, Tibetan bowls, all of them.
Oh yes.
Right? But why not scientifically approach it and make it accessible to everybody? Right? So that is the kind of the research work that we are undertaking, and also to kind of align that with the overall experiential learning that people want to undertake.
So wow, I mean, just like I explained to the audience during your introduction, this conversation is going back in time, going forward in time. So the way I can describe who we are is you guys are going so way back in history with technology of probably tomorrow and integrating, and that is baffling. That's baffling, Ajit. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, I'm blown away. I'm literally blown away. And your who we are, I think, is a true channel for an Indic revival, which has already begun.
Absolutely.
And I can see that you're an accelerator right now.
Fantastic.
And the way you're going forward is by asking the simple question, who we are, and trying to answer it. Did I encapsulate what you guys are doing?
I mean, you couldn't have done, I couldn't have done it better than you did.
My God.
Beautiful. And that's exactly the power that I want to kind of harness and channelize. Because see, look, the Honorable Prime Minister has spoken about Viksit Bharat 2047.
Yeah.
Okay, you do the arithmetic. The guys who will bring in the Viksit Bharat 2047, that generation is already born.
I think that generation has given birth to the next generation as well.
No, the generation that will be active back then. So
okay, so you're talking about
younger population, 5 or 6 year olds now. Now the onus is on us. If we need the Viksit Bharat 2047, that
prepare the 5-year-old, 7-year-olds.
our kids are in a state of mind where they can actually move the needle towards Viksit Bharat and not get consumed in social media addiction, gaming addiction, image consciousness, right? Because these are the realities that
Yes, of today and tomorrow. Yeah.
right? So we have a huge responsibility in us to avoid that scenario and ensure that we get that generation to be, above par as compared to what we are. For that, we need to harness that generation. The way to harness that generation is to bring them technological capsules of their own history and their own past so that they can reclaim their identity.
Yeah.
They get that sense of pride, sense of, self-worth, and they don't get into the skirmishes on, about, why am I looking this way? How am I looking? I mean, the cosmetic stuff,
Of
right?
course. Yeah.
That is exactly why who we are becomes a civilizational prerogative, where this has to happen for us to realize that state of mind, individually, collectively, consciously.
Consciously, individually, collectively. Wow, there are so many connotations to it, and all of a sudden I feel that chronologically we may have traveled the same time. You suddenly reached a far more mature level than I could possibly be at this point of time.
No, I think.
So,
Thank you.
wow, Ajit, this is fantastic. I mean, the work you're doing, it just blows me away. But I can only sit and marvel, and then, well, I have a few ideas. I've spoken to you about it. Uh, I have a dream where we should give the next generation Indic children's stories to grow up with.
Oh,
We don't have to look far. We have the Chataka tales, we have the Panchatantras. I think we should do something about it. And well, speaking to you, I mean, this has been running in my mind, but you've truly inspired me, and I would look forward for your collaboration and
absolutely, man.
with this. And I think we should go through with this.
We ought to do it because, I mean, Marvel universe is great, but I think Ramayana and Mahabharata universe is
Far greater. Yeah. Yeah. And there won't be another Mahabharata written, or there won't be any story written which is not part of or a plagiarization of Mahabharata intentionally or unintentionally.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it's already been said a million times over. I'm just repeating some what great people said, but that's already, yeah. Yeah. So fantastic, Ajit. I mean, the more I talk to you, it keeps taking me into a different level. So I think one thing I can really take off today. I met a true warrior on the forefront of the Indic knowledge system, and you're accelerating our projection. And truly honored.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Well, man.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank you.
What a pleasure.
Having me here. Fantastic work that you guys are doing, Shashank.
Thank you.
To you. And yeah, as you said, we should collaborate.
We should collaborate
on
on
this
this.
project.
So it has been my dream that we should have our children growing up on our stories.
So true.
And we have the thing, and then I have you as inspiration. I think I should get off my high heels and start doing stuff now.
True. And I keep telling people, you don't need a script for our
Yeah.
Itihasa to come through. The scripts are there, complicated scripts, multi-character scripts, all kinds of emotions in the scripts. I don't know why we are recreating scripts. We should just,
Yeah.
renarrate.
Extract, yeah.
Yeah.
Renovate and bring. I mean, no greater story has been said
Absolutely.
anywhere.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, Ajit. I think you've truly inspired me to start work on this,
Okay.
and I really require your collaboration on this.
Thanks. Super. Will do.
All right. So we will put all the description of your projects in the description of this video.
Sure.
I just do hope that a lot of Indians see it. A lot of Indians see it, and well, thank you for kickstarting the revolution.
Oh, thank you so much. Kind words. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, who we are.
Thank you.
Ajit Padmanabh.
Thank you so much. Thank you.